Hello my lovely humans and welcome back to another video here on my channel where we're talking about the best books I've read so far this year. I have so many books to talk about. Some of them are not completed, I will not lie. There's two books here that are not completed at this particular time. I know one book will be completed by the time this video goes up, and I'm pretty sure it's a 5-star read. At least so far it's a 5-star read. And then the other one will be completed relatively soon. But I think they deserve a spot on this list, and so I decided to put them on here. We also have several other books that we're going to be talking about. We have a lot of books here, guys. I try to narrow it down to 10. I am taking out one of those, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. Oh, wait. 9. We have 9 books here to talk about. I'm going to go with the books I have currently on, I actually own, and then we'll talk about the books that will be popping up here in the corner. Alright, the first book we're going to be talking about is The Hating Game by Sally Throne. Sally Throne is a new author to me. The Hating Game is a new book to me. I read it for Smudathon, and I gave this, I'm assuming this is a 4-star read. So from what I can gather, I have like 40 pages left of it. It's a 4-star read. It's amazing. It's about two characters named, Lucy and Joshua, and their hating to love relationship. Joshua really likes Lucy. You can totally tell for their hatred. And it's hate to love trope. I love the hate to love trope. It's one of my favorite tropes of all time in any literature, and I think this book excels at doing everything about that. This is a romance that takes place in the office, in a publishing house office. Love that. There were so many good things here. Lucy is a beautiful main character to follow, as she's extremely flawed. Joshua is also a very flawed character, as he does jump in here from time to time. But also, I would like to mention that the writing itself is quite majestic and quite beautiful, which I enjoyed. I also highly recommend the audiobook because I think they did an amazing job with the audiobook, which is how I've read most of it. I'm going to read like the last, like I said, like 40 pages on my own. But overall, it's a beautiful book, and I highly recommend it. I do have to mention that it is an adult romance, and so there is adult content such as sex scenes and different things like that. It's a part of Smudathon. So it's a smutty book. I'm sorry. Get over it. We're gonna move on to the next one. The next book that I read, or not the next book that I read, but the next book that I think is part of my best books so far this year is A Beautiful Wedding. This is ironically, I'm so sorry. I have my okay, that's better. A Beautiful Wedding by Jane McGuire. This is the novella for A Beautiful Disaster and Walking Disaster. This is Abby. This is kind of a spoiler. This whole book is kind of a spoiler. It's not a wedding. I'm not going to tell you whose wedding. And I loved it. Oh my god, I love this so much. It's a 5 out of 5-star read for me. It's 140 pages. Took me no time to read. And it's amazing. I love it so much. It's one of my favorite books. And I'm very happy I ended up actually picking it up, as I was really nervous to pick it up. But also, when you don't know the ending of a story and you want to know the ending and you get the ending you want, you're so happy. You're just so happy. And I loved it. I loved it so much. Beautiful Disaster, which is what I'll talk about here, is about a character named Abby who meets a boy named Travis. He is he's an underground boxer, and they start a very toxic romance that blossoms into something even more toxic, but ultimately I love, and it's one of my favorite romances of all time. So yeah, and that's kind of what this follows in a way, shape, or form. The next book we're going to talk about. And of course, if I talk about these books in any type of vlogs or anything, I will of course link them up above. Not up above, down below. I don't think there's enough room up above. But definitely down below, all the books will be linked in case you want to pick them up for yourself, and or you want to see my full opinion / reaction of them. The next book we're going to talk about is Verity by Colleen Hoover. Now, I want to mention that I am not finished by Verity by Colleen Hoover. This is this is the book I was talking about that I should be completed by the time you see this video. If not by the time you see this video, no, definitely by the time you see this video. And Verity is about a girl named, I should know this, as I am Lauren. Yep, Lowen. It's Lowen. And she is kind of going through a rough time right now in her life. Her mom just died of cancer, and so she gets a job offer that she doesn't seem to be able to not be able to accept, as she has no money, and it's to finish a very popular book series. She's an author type thing. A very popular book series for a girl named Verity. Verity Crawford. And she finds a book titled Verity, in her office, and the haunting things inside the book happen in real life, and it's a love story / romance. Colleen Hoover is known for a romance. This is much more of a thriller, and it's a beautiful thriller at that. That's all I can really say about it. It's very, very good. This is definitely going to probably be a 5-star read for me. It's going to be my top 10 probably of the year. Very, very much enjoyed it. Enjoying what I read of it, I guess, because I didn't finish it. This is also another book I have not finished, and when I do finish, there will be a whole entire vlog / review of it. And that is Again But Better by Christina Rico. And this is definitely going to be one of my favorite books of all time. And personally, I've had readathons and things I've had to do, so I've had to put it down. But I'm counting down the days until I can put it back up. I pick it back up in July. July 1st is the day. Well, actually, it's the last week of June. And hopefully I finish it that week of June. I love it. I bought everything I can for it. Honestly, it's true. And I'll have a whole vlog, whole opinion about this. But this is about, oh my gosh, Shane, who goes to London for a broad section of her freshman year, her second semester of her freshman year of college, or maybe it's her sophomore year of college, and she meets a boy named Pilot, who she falls madly in love with, and it's a rom-com, and it's written by one of my favorite YouTubers of all time, and it just has her all over it, and I just love it so much. This book gives me so much inspiration. I won't lie, it's like going to be one of my favorite books of all time. So, can never, oh my god, I just hit myself in the face. I can never not recommend this book to you, and I'm sure I'll have a glaringly beautiful review when it does pop up on my channel. Hopefully some point in July is the goal. The next book we're going to be talking about, like I said, we're kind of going through this kind of fast, but ultimately I think it's okay because there's a lot of books to talk about. The next book we're going to be talking about, On the Come Up, by Angie Thomas. This is the second book in the, Heights? What is the Heights? What is it called? It's been a minute. Garden Heights. Canyon series? I don't know. It follows the events after The Hate U Give with a different character name. Her name is Bree, and she wants to become the next biggest rapper. She posts a song on SoundCloud that changes her life for the good. I have a whole entire review of this that I had problems with it, I will not lie, but I would love to read another book in Bree's point of view, as she is one of my favorite main characters I've read from in so long. Guys, it's a 4 out of 5 star read. It's not a perfect book for me, but if you've not read it yet, this is an excellent second novel from a debut author. The Hate U Give is still, I think, superior, but I don't think that's really hard to beat. So this one, I think it's much more tangible. I am counting down the days until she announces that her third book is coming out. Hopefully it's very soon, because you desperately believe I'm going to be reading it, and it's going to be beautiful, because this was beautiful. Bree, like I said, is one of my favorite main characters. Her story is magnificent, and the character dynamics of the relationships she's involved in, either it's a romantic relationship or a family relationship, are so well done, so beautifully well done. And the rap scenes in this book are so amazing. It's just so good. So good. Very, very intense, very hard to read in some portions, but so good, and highly recommend. Definitely deserves all the hype it's getting. All the books I've mentioned so far that have hype behind it deserve it. And this is definitely one of them. So we're going to move on to the next one. Now the next one might come as a shocker to you, but that of course is because I've not read the whole series, and that's Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, which is book 5 in the Harry Potter series. I, if you did not know, am currently working my way through the Harry Potter series as novels. I read the 4th one, then I read the 5th one, which is super freaking big, and it's definitely by far my favorite. There's so many problems with this. I think it gave us 4 out of 5 stars. But it just makes me excited for books to come. And this is Harry Potter. This is Harry's 5th year. We have Professor Umbridore, who is like one of my favorites of all time. By the way, she is such a bitch, and I love her for it. There's just so much about it that I love, and I think there's so much about it that you should love as well. So personally, if you've never read the Harry Potter books, but you love the movies, or you've always been interested in getting into Harry Potter, I think it's worth it. They do get awfully thick, but personally, in the audiobooks, oh my gosh, the audiobooks are like the best thing ever created in the world. So yeah, personally, highly recommend. Now the next set of books that we're going to be talking about are going to be popping up here on the screen, and There's there's 3 books we're going to be talking about. The first one is Saga Book 2, which is the sequel to Saga Book 1, or this is the next, I think it's 50 issues, or 25 issues, I'm not sure. It's around like 300, 400 pages, and I couldn't really tell you whatever all happens in it. It's a 5 out of 5 star read, I'm pretty sure. Maybe it's a 4 out of 5 star read. It's probably a 4. I think there was like a whole volume there that I was just like, I'm over that. But overall, it's pretty great. Saga itself is a classic love story told in the point of view of a child made by 2 creatures that were not ever supposed to mate, but they did mate, and it starts a whole bunch of shenanigans. I do have to mention that it's very, very mature, and it's very mature, but it's still one of my favorite comic book series of all time, and I'm very, very sad that it's ending, or could have ended. Not entirely sure, haven't read the ending because of this, so yeah. Moving on and moving forward. These next 2 books, I would say are probably in the top 10 of my year, and that the first one we're going to talk about is Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Now, last year I read 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, thought it was amazing. I also read another book by Taylor Jenkins Reid, I read these back to back actually, and that one is Maybe Another Life, which I loved. Obviously it didn't make the list, but it's still an amazing book. I highly do recommend it. I just had major problems with half the book. It's hard to explain if you guys don't know what the book is. But anyway, Daisy Jones and the Six. Oh my gosh, is this an amazing book. And honestly, personally, I've never read the actual thing. I've never seen any bit of the actual, what it looks like. The audiobook is the way to go for this, guys. It's a full audible cast, and it is so well done. It's so good. It's so amazing. And it's just crazy how amazing it is. And it's crazy how much you care for these characters. I didn't end up caring for them as much as I thought I would care for them. There's a death in the book that I just didn't really relate to and nor care about. But I think the story itself is just so well done. And honestly, I'm counting down the days until they announce they're getting a TV show / movie. I think we're getting a web series. Is that what it is? Or something for it? And I have a few major cast people in my head that I'm like, oh my god, that's Daisy Jones. You know what I mean? Like, it's just there. I can't wait to hear their music. It's a band that I want to root for. It's a band that I want to be a part of. And it's just beautiful. It's an amazing book. Definitely picking up whatever Taylor Jenkins Reid puts out next. As if it's anything like this or her other 2 novels that I read, they're probably very, very well written and very beautiful. The last book we're going to talk about is My Lovely Wife, which is a thriller on here. It's just came out this past year. It's by, hold on, I have to find it, Samantha Dowling. And this one is kind of hard to talk about, so I'm going to talk about it very vaguely. I highly recommend it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Probably my favorite thriller of the year so far. And it's kind of like, okay, it's about these husband and wife that who've been married for 15 years, end up murdering people for fun. Like, that's what they like to do. But it's so much more than that. It's very nasty, and it's very disturbing, and there's a lot of twists and turns. I will not lie, I did not see here's the thing. I saw the ending coming, like 40% into the book, and then something happens, and so the author was really good here, where it changed my perspective of what could happen in the ending, and they end up doing the original ending. Personally, I will like the second ending, but you can be the judge. I highly, highly, highly recommend this. If you love thrillers, this is a must read. I mean, put down what you're reading now and go to your library and get it before it's checked out again. It's beautiful. It's great. I highly, highly recommend it. I'm making my whole family read it. That's how much I love it. But yeah, guys, that's my best book so far this year. I am kind of obsessed with these books, and every book on this list I would highly, highly recommend you pick up immediately if they do interest you. And of course, if I have any reviews or vlogs that follow my time while reading them, I will of course link them down below, as I think you should watch them. Now for Buffy, like I said, I probably end up linking the Buffy playlist where all the reviews are there and you can watch them back to back if that is something that interests you. There's spoiler and non-spoiler reviews, and all my videos, any of my reviews and things like that are non-spoiler and spoiler reviews. If it's a part of a vlog, it's probably just non-spoiler. I don't really give spoilers in vlogs. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Throw a comment down below. Hit subscribe button. I'll see you all next time. Bye. for another beautiful boy video. And of course, remember that this week we're having 5 days worth of booktube instead of 3 days, and that it is like the catch, it's the mid-year freakout thing. So, yep, tomorrow, the vlog for Smile-a-thon, if you guys have been anticipating that one, will be coming out tomorrow, and I'll see you guys all very soon with another video soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.